Welcome to So Bad It's Good. I just did a full recap of the finale of Vanderpump Rules, and this is a new whole episode where we're going to cover all of the news stories of this week. But this right here, this particular part, we are going to talk about something I've teased for the last couple of weeks. Part of it was, I would just, there was so much to talk about and I just couldn't get to it. And then part of it, just to be honest with you, was I was kind of embarrassed by it. So basically what it is that So Bad It's Good. When the premiere happened of Vanderpump Rules, I believe it was February 8th of this past year. God, I can't believe time is, February 8th it premiered. So February 9th, So Bad It's Good did this, it's called a digital moment, where we did this thing where anybody for a couple bucks you could pay to do a premiere party. And we had Kiki Monique, Talk of Shame, did it with me, and we had special guests. So we had Ariana Maddox and Tom Sandoval. They agreed to do it, to be special guests. And then Sheena popped in as a surprise. Lala was there as well. Lala even surprised me because she was there. Janet Elizabeth was there. We got to meet Summer Moon, Sheena's baby, and that was amazing. It was just a really special night. And I wanted Tom and Ariana to do this. I mean, I was so nervous to ask them, and Ariana immediately said yes. And Tom took a second. I think, obviously he was busy, but they agreed to do this. And I didn't think Tom was going to do it because Tom was in New York on that Wednesday to shoot Watch What Happens Live. And then he had flown home that day. And then I was like, wow, he did this. So I was really thankful that they did it because they were my favorite cast members. I like I said, I know him a little bit, and they've always just been really great to me. Now, when somebody's really great to you, though, I do want to say that I am not as starstruck. And by the way, I even Maritza cut up all these clips. We're not going to watch the full thing. We're going to watch these clips. But she was even like, you just cut out a bunch of stuff where you were literally like, I have a guy crush on you, Tom. I love you, Tom. I love you, dude. Because I really did. I've said this time and time again. I really looked up to Tom Sandoval. And as Jax Taylor told me this week, you looked up to that dude? What's wrong with you, man? But I did. And I really just thought he was awesome. And I just did that recap. And I was telling Maritza that the recap, this week's episode, it just made me, I've been in that world now for a couple of days, and that recap, it just made me sad because it's so heavy just to think about what really happened. But anyways, for science, we're going to watch some of these clips of the night after the premiere, February 9th. And just remember, just for clarification, Scandival officially broke on Friday, March 3rd. So the clips that if you're watching this on YouTube, and by the way, I know this is an audio podcast and listen to it, but if you really want the full bang for your buck, go watch this video on YouTube when it's up. It'll probably be up later than the actual podcast, but watch it at some point this weekend because it's going to give you a whole nother thing. First off, I'm literally dressed up like Tom Sandoval, but I just look hideous. I have my nails painted white, so I painted my nails white again tonight because I wanted to be in the mind of a sociopath. I have his eye makeup he wears on, and then of course I have this shirt by Shop Wild World of AK. She made me this amazing shirt which had all the cast members on it. She also made me a post-Scandal shirt with all of the apology letters and Raquel and tomatoes. Amazing work. Shop Wild World of AK. So I'm wearing this whole getup. My hair is very sweaty. I have these pump Mylar balloons behind me, and I wanted it to be a really party atmosphere. And I'm like Carrot Top of Bravo here. A lot of props. So it was really, really exciting, but it's really painful to watch because I am so excited to have them here. And they're seated next to each other at their house. Ariana looks beautiful. She looks stunning. And I just rewatched the stuff with Maritza right now. And I was hiding my eyes half the time. First off, I creep myself out, so I can't imagine what that's like for you guys to watch. But secondly, you just think about all the shit to come. And really what I want to remind people of how real this all was. And we're going to walk through these scenes. I'll probably stop start a couple of times. This first scene, I'm trying to get in a better mood, you guys. This really bummed me out just doing that recap. The first scene here is Rachel, or Raquel, formerly known as Raquel. I talk about Rachel coming into her own voice. And I even mentioned Peter. You can put on StreamYard, you can put these things, like right now it says Ryan midlife crisis Bailey, which is an homage to Sandoval pretty much having a midlife crisis and trying to make it something more about like losing his mojo. But essentially it's a midlife crisis that we all go through as men. He has just made some really poor decisions because of his, but here it says, Ryan, let's get nachos Bailey, because in the first episode, Breaking Bubba's, Peter is like, Raquel, would you like to, I'm going to get you those nachos. Remember when we said you wanted nachos the other night? Well, I would like to take you out for nachos. Fair, Raquel, milady. Because that was the storyline at the beginning, was Raquel was like, Raquel and Peter. Remember that? And then DJ James is like, that fat fuck Peter with his big Peter belly. What are you going to be like? Oh, sliding on that belly. Remember that? I mean, that was the first episode of that, and none of us knew really what was to come. In fact, if anything, Raquel was going to have that storyline with Schwartz. Schwartz was potentially getting that villain edit, which we were going to talk about. So I want you to know that I am cringing for myself. So you watching might be cringing for me as well. But for those watching the video, pay attention to the body movement. Pay attention to when the word Raquel or Rachel gets brought up. Look for Tom's body movement. Look for things like this. And I just want to say once again, Ariana is a true queen, and she has come out of this. I know there's a lot of work to go. She is not perfect. You know, that we talk about putting her on the pedestal. It's not great to do long term, but I hope she gets every fucking successful thing out of this, like she keeps getting. And I hope that wave of winning keeps happening for her. And it just goes to show everybody out there, myself included, is that just don't do this. You know right and wrong, and you can't conflate not feeling mojo in your life to lying on somebody for this long and creating this separate whole universe, because we see where this ends up. You end up in a cover band somewhere in Pacoima, singing the classics. But anyways, let's get into this. I'm really cringing already just looking at this. So Maritza, let's start this up. Here we go. Okay. So here is the first clip. We've got me, Kiki Monique, Ariana, and Tom pre-Scandal. Here we go.
You guys were these kind of great, not parental figures at all. Like, I mean, you're still right in there, but you're like, no, but you're able to comment on, like, we're seeing Raquel step up to the mic. Raquel has, like, gotten her voice literally and figuratively. You guys have always been in DJJK's.
By the way, so you can't see this at home. They're both shaking their heads of like, yeah, she is finding her voice. But you can only imagine what's going through Tom's head, knowing that he gave her the old hippity-dippity probably that week.
Corner, even though now we see him with Ali, which, by the way, will we see an Ali Cella, Tom? And would you be willing to put money towards an Ali Cella?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Oh, God. Let's try.
Okay, so that was, of course, because of Rachella that Tom Sandoval paid or helped DJ James Kennedy pay for with the fireworks. And I made the classic joke, will there be an Ali Cella? They both really laugh. So that was a positive moment here. And let's see what else he says.
Try to do that for free.
Yeah, she gets engaged at like the McDonald's Playland. I'm sorry.
No.
That's like the budget that's allowed there.
Yeah.
I mean, and she seems so nice, but like we're not. And by the way, to have Peter step up, we've got a Peter storyline potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, let's get nachos Bailey.
He really wants to get. I love that he wants to get nachos. That's like a man after my own heart.
We're all laughing, not knowing what we were all so happy that day, as Kyle Richards once said on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I also just want to take a moment to go, why am I this pale? You guys can't see this if you're listening, but I literally look very pale, and I'm looking at myself now, present day Ryan, very tan. I know this isn't about me, but I just want to let everybody know listening, I look like I've got a lot of color in my face. I look very distraught right here. I just want to know that I'm aware of that for the YouTube audience. So we're all laughing.
my God, those things were so awkward to watch.
Okay, that was the first clip, right? So the second clip we're going to go to here is I talk about Tom Schwartz, how he feels about being a villain this season. So let's see what they say about that.
We know just from the trailer coming up, we've got a lot of intense things. And also we saw Schwartz on Watch What Happens Live. He is your best friend. Ariana, you are great friends with him as well. And I think we all generally like him. What's it like for him to potentially get the villain edit this season? He even talked about it last night, and online people were on fire. Is he okay?
Okay, so I want to stop really quick. Is he okay? Just because look at Tom's eyes they shifted really quickly. I want to remind everybody about that Watch What Happens Live, because that was the one that Schwartz was taking heat for, because he kept looking at Tom Sandoval the whole time of like, how do I answer this, bro? Oh, is it okay? And so this is where Schwartz did know at this time. Remember, he tried to lie about the timeline multiple times, but remember, he finally admits in the finale that he knew at least partially in August. So he is getting asked all of these questions, and he is on national television, and he keeps looking at Tom Sandoval like, I don't know, dude. Oh, and now knowing this, you know why he looks so nervous. We can speculate why he looks so nervous. But I don't think Tom Sandoval even realized how poorly Schwartz would do. And he looked like something was wrong. But even in that sense, I wasn't like, oh, I just thought Schwartz was a basket case. I thought it was something about Schwartz and Raquel, nothing to do with Sandoval. But if you're looking at this, look how intense Sandoval looks right here, just staring.
Okay. Is he okay?
I think he's okay because I don't think he's even seen the first episode yet. So
he knows he's on the show, right? He knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been saying for years. I mean, there's I think 2 or 3 seasons ago when I was like, can ever be mad at Tom Schwartz. Like, he's somehow able to just sheepishly charm his way out of all these things, and then he leaves Tom and Katie to kind of be the bad guys for him in a lot of situations. So now that, Katie is no longer his person, and, obviously Tom has his own opinions about things, but it's kind of like, all right, Schwartz, maybe now it's time for you to have to really deal with these things on your own, because I've been very frustrated with that in the past. So.
Ooh, how dark was that, you guys? Because even in that moment, it then backs up once again, Ariana standing up for Tom Sandoval, her man, because she says, listen, I'm frustrated at Schwartz blaming Katie or my man, Tom. And also, I just want to say, for those listening, the body language, they're close. They're right next to each other. At some one point, I think he has his arm around Ariana. And it is one of those things of, even in that moment, even in that small moment, she says, because Tom doesn't say anything at first. And Ariana goes, hey, listen, I've kind of been frustrated with Schwartz in that moment of, we talk about him not wanting to be the bad guy. And it's like, hey, Schwartz, hate to break it to you, dude. You did not come off looking great this season, but it's not for the reasons that you thought you once were. You thought we were going to give shit. And I thought we were going to give shit to Tom because of the Raquel stuff. But in the end of the day, it's him protecting, it's him being cowardly and not standing up for the people that truly meant something in his life. Terry Maloney, for the love of God, Katie's mom. You can think whatever you want about his and Katie's relationship, even though I think it is now come to fruition what she was dealing with, we were seeing. But I mean, he was literally putting his whole fist in his mouth in certain scenes. That's how nervous he gets. He starts putting his hands in his mouth. But the blind loyalty to Tom Sandoval, which we used to celebrate and how they loved each other as friends, it's taken a really dark turn. And it was one of those things that you can see, being a good friend to somebody is actually calling them on their bullshit. And no, he, I guess, didn't have to go and tell Ariana what Sandoval was doing, but it seems like he knew way more, and it keeps coming out. Even in this finale, he tells Katie Maloney, he says, listen, he had a whole plan, like, but then sometimes he would say like, oh, I really actually, I don't know, I like Ariana, I love Ariana. So he even said he knew so much more, in the sense that this seemed to be a daily conversation he was checking in with Sandoval about. But I don't know. It's very interesting. Just the sleight of hand of like, we're looking over here at this direction when we don't realize Sandoval is right here and he is the one. That's the thing that I mean, first off, I'm completely skeeved out of just watching myself in this clip. But the thing that skeeves me out even more than this, at this moment right there, this man has now had an 8-month or 7-month relationship, probably even longer, or probably being even lied still about the timeline. But he is in a full-blown affair. And Ariana is just sitting there right there, still defending him, still trying to make him look good. And it darks me out. It bums me out. It's just the depravity. Okay. This next clip, anyways, on to this next clip. This next, oh God. Sorry, I'm just trying to shake that feeling. Let's see here. What do we got?
So me and Allie were like having girl time, getting to know each other, just talking about stuff.
So this obviously was the question from an audience member, Megan Rawlings, who I love. She said, have you and Ariana become friends with James Kennedy's new girlfriend, Allie? And this is Ariana's answer.
And she's like also a musical theater nerd like me. So we ended up like putting on Hamilton and just like, just acting like idiots together. And like super sweet, and she's great. Obviously Raquel is like a super close friend of mine, but yeah, I think.
Okay, you're listening, Tom, like when he says Raquel's a super close friend of mine, Tom does this kind of like weird, like quick smile down. And that's why I think this is so worth looking at, is because you just wonder what is going through this dude's head at this moment, knowing what is actually happening behind the scenes.
Allie's great. So.
Okay, great. Do we have any other questions?
But you don't think it's weird that they moved in like after just like it was like a few weeks, months together? Like,
James and
I did think that was weird. I did think that was weird when it happened, for sure. I was very like kind of taken aback by that.
It seemed a little bit like James was trying to like win the breakup, like it was some sort of
it did.
Like it's some sort of like game or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because when him and Raquel were having that conversation out the bathroom, it was like he was so like kind of like playing her to the left, like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" It was definitely a turn from how he had been when we had just watched the reunion leading into this premiere. I thought it was so strange.
Yeah, definitely in the beginning, I thought it was like very fast.
Says so this.
Okay, real quick. I'm actually I was looking at. In this, you see me looking at my phone because I was being told to turn my mic down, and that's why you hear the mic fumbling. But I wanted, like, Tom right here, Kiki goes in with this question. If you remember in the first episode, there's this scene by the bathroom where Raquel's like, "What's going on, DJ James Kennedy?" It's like, "Hello, Raquel. How are you? How are you? You're dating Peter now." It was remember that? It was right at the bathroom. But Kiki brings up this great question. They kind of talk about it for a second, and Sandoval immediately changes the topic to this other question about Ariana having a beautiful singing voice. Very deftly done, Tom Sandoval.
This question says Ariana has a beautiful singing voice.
Thank you.
She does. Ever be a guest vocalist for Tom Sandoval on The Most Extras?
Thanks, Leah.
Yeah, Leah.
Tom's asked me a bunch of times to do a song with them. And I would love to. It's just, I think I get so, I can overthink the decision of like what the song would be. So it's been months of like, well, maybe that would be a good song. And it's like, no, I don't know. So, but yeah, I would really love to.
Oh my God, it just darks me out. Sadly, I don't think Tom Sandoval and The Most Extras could actually afford Ariana at this point. Thank God. I was saying that in the first, the recap. I want Ariana to be on a Broadway musical because I know she loves musicals, but like, oh, dude, there's a question about Ariana's singing voice. Let's get off talking about Raquel completely. Oh yeah. Okay. So this next clip, I think this is the final clip here. Um, okay, here we go.
Are you happy with the good feedback the mustache is getting so far?
I know the mustache is very polarizing for a lot of people. I think it's like super sexy, and I like love a mustache period, but I like really love a mustache on Tom. I just think it's like really hot. So maybe it's good. Maybe it just like keeps people away that I don't want to be getting on my.
Unfortunately, Raquel found the mustache attractive as well, I'm guessing. What I was doing was I was holding all of these, I was putting up these different pictures of all of Tom Sandoval's looks over the seasons, and we stumbled on the mustache. But once again, this, like Tom paints this picture of like, dude, she's not attracted me, dude, and she's not this. But here's like saying like, I find him hot. I find this look hot. And maybe I have him wear this so other girls stay away from him. And sadly, that did not happen.
Man.
Okay, so this is the final clip, I believe, and especially pay attention to the end here when I ask them what they're going out and doing after this. But also, this is the clip where I talk about, is there a season 11? Is it got renewed yet? And also, it brings up what I had mentioned last week or the week before, is that on Reddit there was these things like filming permits. Floating around saying, see, I knew it was fake. Here's filming permits for the month of this or the month of that. And I wanted to tell people this was kicking around since February. I had already seen those permits. So these popped back up 2 weeks ago and people thought it was proof that this was all a setup. We talk about that moment right here, February 9th. And this is the final clip. Here we go.
Thank you so much for being here. You guys have always been just such amazing people to me. It's weird to meet people off your TV and then actually get to know them. And you guys are just as awesome as you come off on the show. The last
one of them
is leave you with,
you too, man.
This is season 11. I think we should be starting shooting immediately. Is there anything that you could tease potentially? Because I feel like after yesterday's ratings, is there plans of shooting already season 11?
We don't know. We would love that.
Tom's face just like kind of. You guys all have your restaurants going. The band is still playing. They do March dates and April dates. I would think they would, if they were smart.
Shows in May alone. We have 3 shows. I mean, it is really, really taken off. We have March 3rd. We're going to be at the Grove in Anaheim.
I'm going.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Real quick, she didn't end up going because that was the day Scandoval broke. So Tom was there himself. So just to give you a little, like, March 3rd is the day that all of this broke. Like, they found out Wednesday night at Tom Tom, but by Friday, cameras were up. So in that scene that you saw at the very beginning of this week's finale episode, where she's like, I want you to die, and they have this conversation, that was that Friday. And then later that day, there was paparazzi photos of Tom lugging this luggage into his car. And everybody's like, dude, Tom's moving out. But it was actually his band's merch. And he got picked up and driven all the way to Anaheim to do this show. But Ariana right here going, I'm going, because she supported that fucking band. I went to a handful of shows. Ariana was always there. I guess Raquel went to some of the out of town shows, which is just so flipping weird in retrospect. But yeah, that was when this broke, was that day. And he still went and performed this show. And he said, yeah, we got 16 dates in May. And that is what he is out there doing right now on the road. And a lot of you guys are going, and your Team Ariana merch and all of this stuff. But I do want to say, as of like in this past week's episode, the finale, Ariana is like, do you really want to go and support this man? She says this in regards to Schwartz, saying like, our partners are worried about Schwartz and Sandy's. And she's like, yeah, why wouldn't they be? Who would want to go and support this man? So maybe consider in the future, but who knows? Go have fun. So here we go.
Us and Yachtly Crew, one of the best bands in the country. We're playing with them. We're so excited.
Yeah,
we got to sell that out for them, you guys. But so you can't say if there's a new season in the works, but I really think
they haven't told us at all. I feel like we usually find things out like that, like so last minute. Like,
just a quick example of that, Ariana didn't find out about Tom having an 8-month affair until 2 days before they pick cameras back up. Ariana was the last to know. So she's very right. She's usually like, they find out things so last minute.
Yeah, right before it's like about to happen. But I feel fairly confident, given the ratings and just given how I felt like the season played out. I do feel somewhat confident, but I don't want to jinx myself. Yeah. I would love that. We would love that, but yeah, it would be cool. So
I saw on Reddit somebody had a shooting thing that said Vanderpump Rules. I saw somebody on Reddit post something, so I don't know what that was. Maybe it was just like
doing like B-roll or something.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. I'm just going to say season 11
those shots where there's like just people walking across a crosswalk.
or me being an extra eating. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, what's on the plan tonight? Are you actually going to be able to sleep, or do you have to go out and do more partying and shaking hands and stuff?
I'm actually going to be at Schwartz and Sandy's tonight. So if people are around, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, say what's up. Try the lobster corn dogs or the fresh start.
Ooh, the fresh start is really good.
It's so good.
I had like 3 of them last night.
Okay, so that was it. I mean, that was that moment, and so much has changed since that. I mean, wow. I mean, I think I look way better. I think I've grown for the better, even though I do look like I've potentially aged 20 years, but it looks good on me. Tom seems like he has lost the mustache. Ariana looks even prettier now. Kiki Monique is out there killing it at the Talk of Shame. Go follow her if you don't. I think everybody follows her already, but that's really, I know this sounds silly, and I know a lot of these videos I put out are really silly, but all of this is just made me sad. Like it's weird. Like I was really angry at times. I just think it's really gross to do to Ariana, obviously, but watching this stuff back, it really makes me sad. I know we were all just so excited to have both of them. And I really, I hope, I don't know in what world where I can finally seem to understand what Tom was doing, because it seems so self-serving to me. And I've done some self-serving things in my own past. And, I really looked up to that dude. But what I think you really highlights in those clips of what a great person Ariana is, but even then he was like, I'm going out Schwartz and Sandy's. And I'm like, I bet Raquel's going to be there. Like, it's just another thing. And then he's probably going to go whack off at Schwartz's. Anywho, you guys, this was this video. I was really, I was hoping that this would all be a lot funnier, but watching it back, it's just very sad to me. But I wanted to show it to you guys nonetheless, just because I think it gives a little context for what we've all been through. And we all had such kind of positive, like, yay, Vanderpump's back, not knowing that this would be really one of the most tragic seasons it's ever had, that I think has reminded us a lot about our own tragedies in life. And also, yeah, they definitely got a season 11, but at what cost? And at the end of the day, of course, it's going to be amazing because Ariana is killing it. So in the end of the day, it's going to be amazing for her, but I just don't know where we go from here with some of these other people. And that, by the way, keep listening, and YouTube, this will be in another video, but I will be talking about what is the future of Vanderpump Rules, because we got some information about that from Alex Baskin, one of the executive producers of the show. And I'll be talking about Ariana in the New York Times, The View, Watch What Happens Live. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, tell your friends, watch all the videos, and have a great rest of your post-Scandival finale day. Bye.